Cubical content method or cubic rate method. This method is also called as cubic rate method or cubic meter method or cubical content method. While calculating the cost using plinth area, what data you had? Carpet area, area occupied by walls and columns, and circulation area. So from that particular data you have calculated the plinth area, and once you know the plinth area, you have multiplied it with the rate per unit of plinth area or cost per unit of plinth area. So same kind of a methodology or same technique we have to use in cubic rate method also, but here instead of plinth area we have to find out a cubical content. So what will be this cubical content? So in this particular method we have to find out a volume of a particular structure. Okay, so this method we use for estimating the cost of a building. So this method is only useful for building related projects. Okay, and this method is more accurate than a plinth area method. Why? Because the cost of the building not only depend on a plinth area, but it also depend on what volume of work that we need to do. Now for volume, what you require is length and breadth and height. So quantity will be in terms of volume, and that will be nothing but it will require length, breadth and height, or it can be depth of a particular structure. Okay, height or depth will be required. So three dimensions will be required for calculating the cubical content or the volume of a particular structure. So how will you find out the cost? So cost will be equal to cubical content into the rate, and this particular rate will be nothing but equal to cost per unit of volume. Okay, so this rate will be nothing but cost per unit volume of a particular structure. So if you know the volume and if you know the cost per unit volume, then can you find out the total cost of a particular project? So this will be nothing but the total cost will be equal to volume into cost per unit volume. So this volume will get cancelled and you will get the total cost of a particular project. So in cubic rate method or cubic meter method, as it is saying cubic meter, you will have to find out a volume of a particular structure, and for volume what you require is length, breadth and height or depth of a particular structure. This rate we can get from a market, or this rate we can get from a similar kind of a structure which has been built in the same locality in a recent past. So how will you find out the volume then? So this particular cubical content method or cubic meter method will have two steps. The step number 1 will be determination of total volume, and the step number 2 will be determination of present rate per cubic meter. First step will be to calculate the volume, and this volume we will get from length into breadth into height, or we can say depth. Okay, so once we know all these things, we can find out the total cost of a particular project, as we have seen in a slide number 1. So determination of volume will be nothing but length into breadth into height, where the length of a particular structure we will get it from the external dimensions of a building. The breadth of the particular structure, again we will get it from the external dimensions of a building. So if we have seen one numerical also for plinth area method. So plinth area we have calculated considering the external dimensions of a building, right? So similar kind of a thing we have to do for volume calculation also. So length and breadth we will get from the external dimensions of a building, and the third aspect that we have to get is the height, and this height we will get from the different kind of rules which are there. Okay, so the three things we will require is length, breadth and height. Okay, so there are some rules regarding to determination of height. So for a height, what you require is for any dimension, what you require is if you have to find out the length of this particular structure. So if this is a structure that is given to you, so this is a plan. Okay, so this is a plan which is given to you. So length you have to find out, right? So length, whatever they are saying is we have to consider the external dimensions. So from this particular point to this particular point, we have to find out the total distance. So this is the starting point of this particular dimension, and this will be the end point of this particular dimension. So this will give you the length. Similarly, we have to find out the external dimension, that is from this particular point to this particular point, external dimension, right? So this will be the starting point of this dimension, and this will be the end point of this dimension. So this will be nothing but the breadth or width of this particular structure. So length and breadth we can find out from a plan, and that is nothing but the external dimensions. So this is starting point and end point. This is starting point and end point of this particular dimensions respectively. Okay, so how will you find out the height then? Height you will get from the elevation or section. Okay, so this particular plan I will make the elevation of it. Okay, so this will be the total height of the particular structure. But there are some assumptions, or there are some considerations that are taken while calculating the height. So while calculating the height, again there will be 2 points. One will be the lower point. So if I have to calculate the height of this particular elevation, so there will be as we have done in this. So this was the starting point and this was the end point. Similarly here also there will be this lower level and there will be this higher level. Okay, so bottom level and the top level. So if we connect these 2 points which are at the bottom level and the top level, then we will able to get the height of this particular structure. Okay, so there are some rules to identify the bottom level, and there are some rules to identify the top level of a particular building. So can I say if I know this bottom level and the top level, then I will be able to find out the exact height of a structure? Yes, I am just emphasizing on this particular aspect because there are some different assumptions and different considerations that we have to do while calculating the height. Okay, so to measure the height of the building, bottom level will be considered from, so this whatever bottom level that we are considering, so this bottom level will be considered from either ground level, or we can consider it from top of the foundation, or we can consider it from half the depth of the foundation, or we can consider it from a plinth level. Okay, so but in India what we do is we consider it as a from half the depth of the foundation. So bottom level of a height, so whatever height we have to measure, so bottom level of that particular height we will consider from half the depth of the foundation. Okay, so this criteria we will use while calculating the height of a particular structure. Okay, so now we have to discuss about the top level. What will be the top level of a particular structure? So there are 3 types of structures which are there. So maybe there is a structure which is having a flat roof, but it is without a parapet wall. Then if there is a structure which is having a flat roof, but it is provided with some parapet wall, and then there is some multi-story building. So what should be the top height, that we will have to decide. So in the case of flat roof without parapet wall, so let's say whatever the example we have taken, so So this will be your structure, and there is a flat roof which is above this particular structure, and there is no parapet wall as you can see over here. So in this case what you will have to do is the top level of the particular building will be measured at, so this height will be measured up to the top of the roof. Okay, so this particular height will be measured up to the top of the roof. So whatever this structure is there, so this is a walls, these are the walls which are there, and it will be the slab. Okay, so slab of the upper floor. Okay, so we'll have to consider this particular point. So top level will be considered as this particular point in case of flat roof. Okay, so we have to measure the height up to top of the roof. So outer dimension again we'll have to consider. So if there is a flat roof which is provided with a parapet wall, so in this case, so this is case number 1. So in the second case, if there is some parapet wall which is provided, so there is a parapet wall which is provided on both the sides. Okay, so throughout this particular balcony or throughout this particular terrace there will be some parapet wall. So in this case what we have to do is we have to measure the height from the or up to half the height of the parapet. So up to half the height of the parapet we have to measure the height. Okay, so half the width of the parapet means up to this particular point we'll have to measure the height. So this will be your criteria number 2. If it is provided with the parapet, then half the height we have to measure of parapet, and whatever is the total height that we'll have to add. Okay, and if it is a multi-story building, so we have to consider floor to floor height of each floor which is above this particular structure. So if there is another story or another floor over here, so we'll have to measure floor to floor height. Total floor to floor height we have to measure for calculating the total height of a structure. So floor to floor height we have to measure. Okay, so if we know all these things, then we'll be able to find out the volume, and once the volume is done we can calculate the cost from cubical content, that is nothing but a volume. So this volume will come over here, and the rate will be in terms of meter cube or unit meter cube, cost per unit meter cube. So if I know the volume in terms of meter cube and if I know the cost per unit meter cube, can I calculate the total cost? Yes. Okay, so this is nothing but a cubic rate method or cubical content method or cubic meter method of calculating the approximate cost. Okay, so we'll see just a small numerical on this. How will you find out the volume? So first thing we have to calculate is cubical content, right? So cubical content is nothing but a volume, and that is nothing but length into breadth into height. So length will be what? What is a wall dimension? What is a wall thickness? So if you can see over here, they have mentioned a plinth beam. So this plinth beam dimension is 0.23 by 0.6. So this particular dimension is 0.23 and this particular plinth height is 0.6 meters. Okay, so height is 0.6 and the width is 0.23. And if you can see over here also, whatever is the width of the plinth beam, your wall dimension is also the same. So wall dimension will be 0.23 meters. So I can assume each and every wall is having a same dimension. That is, this wall is 0.23, this wall is 0.23. All the walls having the same thickness, that is 0.23. So if I have to find out the length, so I will consider from this particular point to this particular point. Why? Because we have to find out the external dimensions while calculating the length. So this will be 0.23 plus this inner to inner dimension, that is 3 meter, plus this 0.23. So this 0.23 plus 4 meters inner to inner dimension, and plus this 0.23. So if I add all these things, I will be able to get the total length. So it will be 0.23 plus 3 plus 0.23 plus 4 plus 0.23. It will be 7.69. Yes, it will be 7.69 meters. Okay, so we'll have to find out the breadth also or width also. So from this particular point to this point, I will consider the width of this particular plan. So this will be this wall dimension, that is 0.23. So this is 0.23 plus this inner to inner dimension, that is 3 meters, and this wall dimension, that is 0.23. So 0.23 plus 3 plus 0.23. So it will be 3.46 meters. Okay, so length and breadth we have got. Now we have to decide the height, and for height we'll have to decide the two levels, the bottom level and the top level. So bottom level is what? Bottom level we consider from half the depth of the foundation. Yes, but as per the Indian scenario, what we do is we consider it from half the depth of the foundation. So bottom level will be this, and what will be the top level? It will be a flat roof only without parapet wall. So we have to measure this height up to this particular point, right? So this will be our top level. Okay, so this will be our top level. So if I consider, or if I connect these 2 points, I will get the total height of the structure. Okay, so top of the flat roof we have to consider as a top level. Okay, so what will be the total height then from this particular point to this point? What will be the total height? So what is the total depth of foundation? So if you can see over here, excavation depth is given to you. So excavation you will do it from a ground level. So this is a ground level. So from this ground level you will dig up the trench for this particular thing, and from this level your total height is 1.2 meters, and if the depth of foundation is 1.2 meters, and you have to take it from half the depth of the foundation. So half the depth will be this 0.6. Okay, so you will have to take the total height from this point to this particular point. So I will have to add all these things. So this particular height is here, this particular height is 0.6. So it is 0.6 plus, so if I start from here, if I add this 0.6, I will reach up to ground level. From ground level my plinth beam is having the height of 0.6 meters. So plinth beam is having a height of 0.6 meters. So I'll have to add this thing also. So it is nothing but 0.6. Then from this particular point to this particular point, my floor to slab height is 2.9 meters. So plus 2.9 meters plus this particular slab dimension is also given to you. So this slab dimension is 0.15. So if I add all these things, so this is 0.6 plus this 0.6. So from here to here this is 2.9, and from here to here this is 0.15. So if I add all these things, I will get the total height of the structure for calculating the cubical content. So total height will be 4.25 meters. Okay, so now I have all the dimensions, that is length, breadth and height. So I'll be able to find out a volume. Okay, so volume will be equal to length into breadth into height. So length is 7.69 meters into 3.46 meters into 4.25 meters. So if I calculate this, it will work out to be how much? 113.0925 meter cube. So from this, how can I find out the cost? So cost will be equal to cubical content into rate. So let's consider this particular rate of construction of 1 meter cube of a structure is 4,000 rupees. So rate is, let's say, 4,000 rupees per meter cube. So can you find out the cost? So cost is 113.0925 into 4,000 rupees per meter cube. So this is in terms of meter cube. So what will be the total cost of a particular project? 4,52,320 rupees. Okay, 370 rupees. This is how you can find out the cost of the structure. For cubical content method, you have to find out the cubical content. And how will you find out the cubical content? For that, you will have to find out the length, breadth and height. Okay, so for height, there are two considerations. Decide the bottom level, decide the top level, and join those 2 points. You will get the height of a structure. And for length and breadth, you have to consider the external dimensions of a structure or external dimensions of a plan. So from that, you will get the length, breadth and height. And if you know the rate, you can find out the cost. So the next method that we are going to discuss is service unit method or a unit rate method. In this method, the cost of unit quantity is known to us. So as this example we have discussed earlier also, while calculating the estimate, you require is a quantity and the rates. So if we consider the cost of one car, so it may be 8 lakh rupees. And if you want to buy 10 cars, so it will be, the total cost will be 8 lakhs into 10 cars. So in that case, what we know is, we know the cost of a unit amount of a car or unit quantity of a car. So similarly, in this method also, we know the cost of unit quantity of work. Then we will be able to find out the cost for whatever quantity is there in that particular building or a structure. Okay, so how will you find out the cost? So total cost will be cost per corresponding unit quantity into just a number of units. So let's say I will take an example. So we have to construct a highway. So we have to construct the highway, and I know the cost of construction of 1 kilometer of a stretch. Okay, 1 kilometer of highway, I know the cost of construction, and that is 20 lakh rupees. So if I know the cost of construction of 1 kilometer, can I find out the cost of construction of 500 kilometers or 1000 kilometers or 2000 kilometers? Yes, I can obviously find out the cost for any stretch of road. If I know the cost of 1 kilometer of a highway, I can find out the cost for n kilometers of highway. So whatever is the requirement that the client brings, I can just find out the cost if I know the unit rate, right, or unit cost. We can also do it for the bridges also. So if I know the cost of construction of 1 meter span of a bridge, then I can find out the cost of construction of 50 meter span of a bridge also. 1 meter span of a bridge requires 10 lakh rupees. So if I have to build a bridge which is having the total span of 30 meters, so can I just multiply these two things, 10 lakh rupees per meter into 30 meters. so that is nothing but the number of units and the cost per corresponding unit. So cost per 1 meter is 10 lakh rupees and 30 meter is the total length of the bridge. So I will just multiply these two things and I will get the total cost of the project.